colleague, and Assembly. But we now invite our distinguished president, a man of focus, a man who loves the National Assembly, the one that will support you to support your constituents, to now present the 2025 budget. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. Oh yeah. Shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. Thank you very much. Thank you. After listening to this great remark of a great mind, colleague, and the president of the Senate, I feel I could have just lay the budget. Oh. With your rendition of the mandate support, I can't do otherwise. I must but respect you and go through the exercise of reading. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to be back where I started. As once a member of this respected house of thinkers and doers, I am grateful to be your president. And to be here to see so many faces of my friends, colleagues, and competitors.
Ọmọ Yorùbá mo kí yín mo káàbọ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá mo kí yín mo káàbọ̀. Nílé àwọn jẹun. Àníbá àtọmọ yín mo kí yín mo káàbọ̀. McKinley, what are you a talk? This one way body they switch you. I hello. I hear you too. Now you see, now the sun. You know I worship sun. When the such they touch you, it just that's why during cold I'm useless. But when it begins to become warm, I don't know how to act. That's what sun do. But moreover, on the background, I they listen to King Sonny Ade. I want more Yoruba, more Kenyan. If you are Sonny Ade, if you are a King Sonny Ade fan, you understand. I think to me, King Sonny is the to date should be the best. Which I would categorize She's an entertainer that the Yoruba language has produced, if I'm not mistaken. Because goddamn, almost all in song, man. It's hard. Even if you don't understand everything that he's talking about. But I think that's also goes to pretty much all the for me all the original musician that came from time even up to today, the likes of Oliver de Coco, right, are in that category. Um, even if you know here waiting then they talk. The rhythm that comes with the drums, the sound surrounds, the everything when it's the synchronization is just out of this world, man. You just can't help it to just anyway. Maybe that one we'll talk about that some other time. But as of now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I pause my music. Una welcome. welcome. McKinley, now you be the early bird. May your days be long. May you never be late to your side chick's house. All right. May you never be a second legs to your side chick appointment. Anyway, yeah, I'm in the spirit though. So I don't even know say they can't spirituality because I don't even know say I don't know, not where I don't know or I don't pay attention enough to that space. I mean, the guy they always talking about Nnamdi Kanu being in court earlier today. He's always in court as far as headline is concerned. So the outcome is not. It's always the same. But I believe the thing will come out. We are at a crossroad as a nation. If there's anything, that's what we are as a country, as a people. However you, whatever Bengere angle you are, when it comes to the Nigerian story, as I've always said, we are at a crossroad. We are at a crossroad. So everything is coming together for I don't know whether for good or for bad, but if history serve things right, if as I was made to understand when I did do community service after they arrest me say for the same place where they arrest Donald Trump, put give am mugshot. Me say I get mugshot for exact that place. One thing I learned from that whole exercise or that experience, that adventure, however I choose to put it, is that politics, politics, um, how do I put it? Is the okay? They say people say history repeat itself, Abi, but in the frame of politics, right? The best history teacher is actually politics, but it's hard for you to actually separate the two, right? Because there's no way you can understand history or talk about history without talking about politics. That's why I say politics to me is life. It's how human beings coexist. Listening to the prof Abi, Prof Fumilayo that was a guest on Dr. Dambeji's show when she defined politics as a tools of manipulation. It just depended how you do it. And I laughed. I just couldn't help it. That's exactly what I was trying to tell Omorui. Right now, the word manipulation, people, it depends on how you see it or what side of the aisle you are in. That's why I say today to see things, it's not right to see things from just two sides of the aisle, good or bad, right or wrong. Right, that's why Omori they see a massive manipulation about it. Of course, if your opposition is using that same instrument of manipulation, of course, to you is a bad thing. But when you or your leader is using that the same manipulative instrument, you go say, "Oh, na persuasion." Again, when I say na grammar, English, that will kill all of us. That's exactly what I mean. The same argument that goes with during between the Nuhu Ribadu representing the Nigerian state security and the president of Gina Chad, who said their presence of France military in Borno State. Nuhu Ribadu, in his own defense, came out to say no, there's no military base. So at the end of the day, French people they there. Their activities are there, their companies are there, they're being representative, right? So however they are trying to fool all of us, because they always talk this is all about interest. However, they are trying to fool us. All you need to do is just pay attention. Don't be on the head or the tail side of the coin. Be at the edge. You will see things, and it's a matter of time it becomes clear. Listen to this in that argument where these people where they fool us, they try to have. Make I play you. Make I tell you who is right, or who is wrong. But in this case, it's a clear example why you should not see things from either good or bad angle. Listen to the verdict of that argument.
For Nigeria's trade policy, it has to do with diversification. A lot of your exports currently are oil and gas, primary resources, but it's a goal of your administration and the previous ones as well to diversify that, to have more manufactured goods, agricultural goods be exported to foreign markets. In 2023, manufactured goods represented, I think, just under 3% of exports. How do you increase that?
So you're right. This is a big priority for us. We're working on investment retention. A lot of the manufacturers have told us what they need in terms of business climate review, and we've been working on that for a number of years, giving them what they need. Also in terms of investment attraction, because we need investment attraction to be able to double up for exports. So it's investments for exports. In terms of priority sectors, agriculture is a big one. We want agribusiness. We want market access into other markets like the EU. And we've invited, just at the end of last year, as you know, we were in France and speaking to the French business community to come and farm in Nigeria and to take those goods, those especially agricultural goods, back into the EU market. They'll also have the opportunity of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is 1.4 billion people as a market. And so really coming to whether it's in our free trade zones or just coming to manufacture in Nigeria would be welcome, and it would be a good and profitable endeavor for foreign investment.
You also
So now you see that video. There's so much in that video that, as far as I'm concerned, should be a reason why that question that I've been asking, why you they vote, should resonate. Right now, the argument couple of weeks ago between our government and that of Niger in an attempt to counter the accusation that's coming from Niger, when the president of Niger, Abin Achar, said there are presence of France military in this case in Borno State. But Nuhu Ribadu came out and speaking on behalf of the government said there are no military base present and base, as if they are not talking about the same thing. When it comes to national security, when it comes to geopolitics, they are all the same, right? Now, one they lead to one. Their presence being there could be as a result of USAID, allegedly. I will explain that. Or is at their base being there is at the presence of what? That forcefulness, that canality, you do anyhow, you see anyhow. But let's not break it down from our own Minister of Trade. The question was very straightforward, right? That's why when I dey listen to people, they analyze our economy, but I think no economic policy, how it go take be 1 trillion in tomorrow or in the next few hours or 10 years. How would they laugh? It's like, what is wrong with us? How we want to reach there? Is it impossible? That's not the point. But how? It no matter how. If according to the question that is being put before the Minister of Trade, say less than 3% in India our export good, how the fuck are we going to get there? That's by the side. But the question was, or the question is, how do you intend to actually increase that in terms of serving the European market? Oh, so we say they want to have our way to feed ourselves. Oh. Her response was very straight, concise. She said, "We have already gone to France, asked them to come and farm. In fact, they are already farming in Borno State." Mark, say you hear now. If we are saying no, that neither their president or their base, you are speaking of maybe 5 or 10 years ago. Because as we speak, they are at the stage of exporting what they've been there producing, farming. Now, if my memory serves me right, one of the Obi major campaign policy is the arable land in the north. He needs to exploit. That his presidency is going to look into that. People like me was like, "Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you play the politics around it?" But that's by the case now. But they're already here. So, and the most interesting thing about that conversation again is because since now military they were focusing on, one has to now say, okay, why is there killing in that particular place every freaking day in the name of X-Men or no government, Boko Haram, terrorists, or all what have you? People are being displaced for their land, and famine is already taking place, but not by you, not me, not even by our government. But that's not even the case. Oh, they are foreign investors. Okay, but to not even to serve us, because everything they are bringing, every everything that involving farming, they are bringing it. Now only the land, nine they know they bring, which is why the minister started by saying that we are already in talk with the
European business people, and we are listening to their demand. One of their requests is to clear the area for them, to enable them to invest. And they are doing that clearly well by chasing people out of their land, killing people out of their land, and as the, everything is going on simultaneously. Then they come, then they invest. If you go to Borno State, as I speak to you, the president of USIDA knows that is that's a different conversation. So there are more than 30 international companies extracting and mining our resources. But this security did it. Now, we cannot to take a detour from what the conversation is, which is about Nnamdi Kanu and how history is about to repeat itself for the lack of words to express where we are in terms of Nnamdi Kanu's sources and the politics of things. But now I use that not and minister as an example because nobody's talking about that. That's to tell the power of what media, the power of media. Our media don't talk about that enough. So you have to look outside for some of this. So argument where then they make about this. Make I read some of your comments, Mark. Okay, I think I'm on point. No base, no time here. Politics are part of our life. Politics is how we human beings live together. Cause again, everybody get interest. Nobody saying that everybody get interest. We are supposed to be different. I'm using the word "supposed" because unfortunately, those who conceive the idea of modern education, the goal is to actually take us away from that individual genuity and lump us together. When you lump us together, it's just a matter of time collectively we became useless. And I think we are at the point of that us collectively being useless because it's an alternative to us that's here that can do things more than or better than we human can do. Again, that's a that's a different conversation. So politics is pretty much how we coexist in a given community as humans, right? That's what politics is about. Now, some people will like to bastardize it. You use it as you please. That's why I say it's a game of persuasion. It's a game of manipulation. Manipulation and persuasion are the same. That's why I use the word military presence and military base. The most important thing there is military, there is France. That's the most important thing. That's what matters in those two things. No, na military presence, no, na military base. It doesn't matter. There's France and there's military. Even now, only Friday they fly up and down, oh, but their presence is there. But right now, our minister has confirmed it to us. Yes, they are there doing the doings. Now, so back to the main conversation. Persuasion and manipulation. Now just grammar. Now just grammar. If you go into it, now who use that? Now you go take now you go take differentiate them. If your opponent use that, now manipulation. If you use that, now persuasion. It doesn't matter at this point, but that's just at the core of our existence. Even within your small family, within your office, that's how you relate with your co-workers, with your kids, with your family, everybody, right? Your interests, what makes you feel better constantly. That's why the idea that in love, some one feeling should be taken into consideration. That comes in the name in the game of cheating now, right? Have you ever people know they think about those that person will go cheat, man or woman, not to satisfy his own feeling. I mean his own feeling no matter again. I should suppress my own feeling in order to for you to for your feelings to be but no, I mean so anyway, that's another way of saying it. That's a broader way of saying it, but we'll get to that before person like my Mark we get appointment now go be give reason another defense week. You say I mean they give am idea. No, I'm not. So the idea, the persuasion and manipulation. When that woman said it, yes, I was like, okay, at least somebody they see things from my own. No be I'm not just the my supplier is not just supplying only me. Um, so now, yes, the Nigeria being at the crossroad because history is being repeated. Because the Nigerian state has head in for let's even pause of how he was extradited, he was kidnapped, he was whatever grammar you want to use to push your narrative. From my own point of view, the Nigerian state has crossed that threshold. Any step it takes regarding Nnamdi Kanu going forward, it will have implication, good or bad. It just now depends on how they want to handle him. You have overheld him beyond reasonable doubt that is as you don't you overstayed. So if he die for una hand, problem. If una release am today, problem. If una leave am there, problem. Now, how do I mean? What do I mean by by this? The Nigerian state, the Nigerian as a people, the secrets that held us together, the secrets. I am saying the secrets because it was never an agreement for this North and South to stay together. In other words, we were either persuaded or what manipulated. Again, it depends on how you are saying it to be together. Now, how did that become a secret? The people, the people who have the full knowledge of that agreement are on their way out. Now, before you begin to say, okay, some people will replace them, other people say, no, 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 no. Yes, the story of Nigeria will continue. We don't know how. Some people will continue, yes. But before you come to that conclusion, you have to go back to history. Those people were held the secret. So, how was the secret passed on to them or given to them, or how did they take them? Because it's important, right? They literally had to go to war to grab it, take them, and run away, right? Which is the bragging right of the class, the fought the military. Some section of them go talk, right? But we rescue the democracy. We rescue the country from the hands of socialists and the Soviet Union and all that. Some people will argue. But the most important thing, they are in the same class. So the battle wasn't passed on to them, or there is a gentleman passage. No. They literally grab it. And one could say, okay, that's life. That's how power. Now, power, you go grab it and run away with it, according to our president, right? Good. So if all these are true, now that those class of people are in their last straw of life, they are closer to where they are going than where they are coming from. Naturally, they will become useless. About death take them go, they will just be there. They don't know which they go on. Or politically, other power don't they shrink their people where they groom. So we are at a crossroad. That is what I was trying to ask Prof. Fumilayo and Dr. Dameji, but for some reason, connect. Which is now that those men are faded out, the permutation of everything favor your generation, those in their 60s above. What is the vision? Because ego clash, ego clash, especially when, yes, the idea is in now maybe now war we will take fight this thing is literally on the second platter right now. But it's going to be about what negotiation and persuasion policies and all that. But never in Nigerian history that we have a man who has genuine recorded millions of followership from the South generally, who is not in power. And that's where the obey equation come into play. And that's why the longer he stays in the game, maintain this momentum, the longer the case around Nnamdi Kanu become two sides of a sword. You keep keeping in there at your own peril. You die in your hand at your own peril. You release them, everything. So that's what I mean that we are at a cross section because by the time those people they come up, because they already identify who they will give the power to. Obi is a prime candidate, right? Atiku sit us say no, we still get more, maybe 4 years more, 8 years old, which belongs to the group who are fading out, right? The Concosos are also at the aim of the power to maintain to take the power. So can they keep that secret? Because the secret now is the agreement they're having with America this time, not even the West. Because you remember when the British were living, they gave that secret, that responsibility of making sure the two North and South hold as one. After they don't successfully defeat every other voice that is against that amalgamation. But that is history that we are not talking about. So they gave that secret to those generation, which is the Zik, right? Where is he go and school? Maybe America, right? The Zik, the Tafawa Balewas, the Nahoros, the now then be those generation that they give the secret, which is what the Professor Fumulayo was trying to talk to that those generation have vision, and she is the beneficiary of that vision, right? But that vision was cut short by the people that are in power right now. I mean, you can argue, say, oh, no, be them, well, the last of Agu Irunsi, another, but don't forget that the last of Agu Irunsi, now the same pretty much age mate, the same generation with the last of T.Y. Danjuma, the Obasanjos, what is that they call the other general name, the Babangidas. These are just, so they fought, they rescued that vision, and they killed it. The vision of progressive together in terms of regional competition, which is the British system. But since America come of age, they say no, this cannot go on like this. It's not going to be on our favor. We're not going to get as much as we want. We need since this man where they get give power, no one align, right? Let's give the assignment to raise young boys to kick them out, and they lose there set by set. The other they take the first school. The counter could begin take the first could not really care if I'm not mistaken. They begin kill themselves from the second would then to the bringing the because if the leaders are fighting, they are killing themselves, but the ideology has already sinking within the people, which is now if we no one go this way, we have to leave civil war. Let's kill the people journal too, which is the civil war. Millions of people die, not longer the generals now. Right? For those that were left among those age people, now them decided to say, okay, we are going to do exactly whatever the fuck you want, which is what a lot of people will tell you about 1979 Constitution. The liberal team was talking about the weekend, how decree whatever that changed the ownership land brought by Obasanjo. Every time when they talk about Obasanjo should not be able to count that among our enemy, people will think they are the craze. No, you just have to understand this in our story. It's the reason why the man, at every junction, the man is there. So I still believe the man see they are alive in 2031. It will still be that the denominator that the manufacturer will no empower the shrink up by the day, but I'm still pretty much very has an important role to play at the stage that we are in now because begin go happen. Either peacefully or we repeat the same mistake of our grandfathers. If you read Fourth Quarters, the book called Fourth Quarters, if you read them, you understand how grandchildren say they make their grandparents mistake. No, you they instigate me to have such chico in a Polish. Ah, ha, ha, ha. See how. Ah, no. I know say you go. You na that route you go. I know you. I know you. We know where we they meet. In my opinion, the government have shot themselves with regards to Nnamdi Kanu case in more like a stalemate. Yeah, that's where they are. So they think they can use it to play politics and it will favor them. Maybe they are using it for it might be the last straw that will break the turn by turn arrangement. I believe Obi presidency will break that turn by turn arrangement. But if they find a way around that, Nnamdi Kanu will be the last straw to break it. Because somebody was making a comment on Dr. Damages yesterday where that woman they talk. I was like, my God. Maybe only me my surprise the surprise. People are arguing for or against Islamic State. They don't understand what it means to say, okay, this country is Islamic state, is a Christian state, is a secular state, is a Ugboni state. In order for you to arrive at that conclusion, you just have to look at the structures, the political structures that hold the country together. If it's heavily in favor of any side, then you say, yeah, that is what the country is about. But as far as we are concerned, going by what that commentator was putting out yesterday, the presidency now Muslim, the judiciary headed that way, is headed that way. Police, every freaking major institution, all go reach INEC. The leadership now, people who believe in who are in this majorly heavy in favor of Islamic religion. That's an Islamic state. They never come out and officially declare it and actually have it inscribed in our law or without a president waiting from the sign executive order. That's what now what you remember that. And as far as I'm concerned, we are there. Oh, go. It's okay. We will see. We will see. Make I not to go far. Let me stay within the 2027 project. So, how you do with Nnamdi Kanu is going to have implications either way. I don't care how they want to, the government want to do it now. And that Bola Tinubu, of course, he will look for every way to pull it off to be in his favor. But as things are going, it's already it don't pass that stage because even on Heinz Indigbo are coming out to say that we are supporting Tinubu for 2027. We dey sell him that so that he go release Nnamdi Kanu. Now you can say, oh, what's their name? On Heinz Indigbo know they speak for us and all that. I agree. But in a game of democracy, that power by Turanchi English, it's all about narrative. It's all about narrative. So a narrative has been established. How do we make that narrative marinate in people's head? Not everybody, 10, 15, 20% of the people. Let them just put it in their lips on daily basis. Before you know, you go begin argue And Indigo, they speak, why is it they speak for us? You know, they speak for us, they speak for us, they are right, you don't know that. As if it matters. That's how this game is played. These people know what it is and they do. They say they won't give us 30, 61 states. And everybody begin la, like as if like it's just fucking crazy how these old men see they feel use our head and we still don't get it. So Balatibu is preparing a narrative for himself, right? So 2027, yes, the Muslim Trinity are not go sell again. Not just because they use and win, but because they are also fulfilling their promises. Sharia court they or your state. I'm not saying it's one of the agreement they have, but at the same time, I'm not ruling it out. So in other words, you cannot use Muslim campaign against him in any way. Hence, the only way to go now to come back frontally, na Yoruba turn. We said yes, Natala Bola Tinubu. We want. I mean, talking about Pakande, yeah, this year Kande now, when they talk, right? So once they don't finish, you know, establish that narrative finish, there will not be a confusion as to if they are no B side or no. The pressure will come from media every day. Any day where you hear any of their representatives on media, I always say with the answer and be that, who do you support? Tinubu, Abiobi. Tinubu promising go live in Nnamdi Kanu. Like unnecessary permutation. Now the people who don't or know better, they will be confused. They'll be confused. So it is a very good tactics that these people Bola Tinubu is playing. But how is that going to work when Obi, yes, he know win 2027, but he knows lose his followership or he get a better position going to 2031, which is the ultimate competition. That's where all these things they lead to. At that point, I don't think there is any narrative that is going to come out that is going to supersede that that turn by turn that they have actually put forward, right? Because come after 2027 going forward, the argument of turn by turn will be in favor of Obi at anywhere you want see him, right? It is your thought if you want to look at tribally, but the idea is now South war that's bullshit. Now North and South amalgamation, now then join us together, right? We agree. But the gentlemen among themselves, believing that the civil war it is their fault, they focus, so they have to be punished as long as we can. Let us now make it three ways. Make it that way the way it is. So however you argue the turn by turn is going to be in his favor. Yes, now there are times. Now if you want to argue competence, I don't know how you won't bring any other person come out to beat the narrative that has already been established against Obi that is competent. So, so it is going to be very interesting how you want to do it. We get two Muslims back to back. We won't get another Muslim again. That ain't the idea of Islamic State will now raise its ugly head. So it is going to be very hard. Any narrative you won't push because God bless them. The narrative of if not vote for me, I go this can win the conversation come 2037 and you now refuse to release it. Again, a bigger problem. So we are at a crossroad. Anyhow you won't see generational shift to it there. Hence, they are trying to put all these constitutional arguments. Go back to regional party. No, I don't. I am not in support of regional governance. I am in support of state governance. Let those states do election every year, every 2 years, every 10 years. However, let us control our destiny to some extent, right? We are not saying we are leaving you in Nigeria. No, no, no. We still need you for a bigger what monetary policy, security, and all that kind of crap. But how I go feed and how we should live should be left from that small people alone. I don't need regional bullshit. But again, they're just cutting the wrong way with all kind of rubbish things. 60 state, that. No, this themselves, everything done is a stalemate to use the war language, Abi, as you put it. But how they will take persuade themselves among themselves to come to a reasonable conclusion so that things will not go out of hand. It's where they are today. Their last their last move now to come together in the name of what? Um, in the name of opposition, in the name of whatever, to destroy Obi candidacy. That's the last they can do. Right? They could do everything now, but that's their last move. And if that not succeed, Obi come out of 2027 standing strong. Well, it's either you kill her or you become the president. I saw the clip of TVC few hours ago. I go plan just out of interest. Okay, Atiku, Imoke, and Obasanjo. Yeah, I saw that too. And now just some few minutes for me to come online. I saw it, but I couldn't really. I know really. I couldn't make any sense really out of it. Maybe they go meet and maybe maybe go be. But anyway, I come to, I never really see reason uh because one, they are all PDP. Um Imoke, I like Imoke by the way. Maybe I met him a couple of times. I don't chop dinner, chop I celebrated my birthday in Cross River Canada for their Tinapa Hotel 3 consecutive years in a row. So it was a good time when Iwoke was the governor of Rivers State. We had a very good relationship. Well, I mean, we were talking about the Federation of Nigeria, led by Chief Solomon Ogba then, had a very, because my party, they are the big boys from the South South. Power they had, they entered into 50 million. It's not 50 million. Was it 50 million? I've been at 500. No, 50 million every year to support Nigerian track and field. So they leave Calabar for us, Obudu. We Budu am. Anyway, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on there because nah, I don't know. I seriously just as many things is happening, but I don't know because it's not as I said. No meeting, no movement, no alliance, no whatever that outside Obi we make anybody we rouse any emotion. No. If to say Obi did that visit now, you go see how you go, how they go play, how you think go take carrying you. So, and that is because he has proven to have legit 60 million, whether I like it or not. And that's new. It's not a big, so it's not a big, it's new because nobody has ever done that outside these old guys, outside the generation that are fading out. Buhari, Atiku. That's it. That's it. We don't know how many followers Bola Tinubu get before he was able to pull off the presidency. So I'm not going to be putting him there. There's nobody. Tell me one person for South that has more than 1 million followers since this fourth republic in the political space. Nobody. So any move he makes, no problem. So that's why I don't need to. I just look at them. Atiku, Imoke, Tambawa. Okay, okay. Like you go meet Obasanjo. Okay. What's what? There's nothing new can come out from there. Nothing new can come out of there, other than say, oh, they go meet and make it talk to Obi, which I doubt. But that is the only thing that can come out of that space that will get emotion arose and all that kind of bullshit. But other than that, I don't know. There's nothing. I just can't say it, right? Any day, anytime, Donald Duke rank higher Obasanjo's space than Imoke. So there's nothing, count. Imoke has been in fact, every leader from Calabar has been hidden. Now only Donald Duke, neither up to today. That's to tell you how much is at play there. So, uh, Care Africa, I concur. Obey the horse is forgone from the stable. Not sure Jagaban will not benefit. Stick to political deal with Kanu. No, 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 no. I am not. That's why I thought last, we come. If he go win the argument, using when I mean the argument of either to release him and they cannot to keep him there. Whichever decision he makes, he will be in his favor, right? He has to, but we have a larger consequence going forward. If he release that, is I will tell you that the kind of persuasive machinery that we go to persuade Nnamdi Kanu to join force with the Obi mandate, openly secret. However, there will be the focus, the attempt, the resources that we pour into that move will be out of this world. So that's why I say we have, and if they leave am there to move after you use am when it's finished and you leave it, so either way the road still dey cloudy on that side. So okay, Africa, good afternoon. I concur your logic narrative you just gave with regards to Obi. I keep thinking how Dagaba will navigate it. No, Dagaba will navigate it. It's easy. It's in power. He has, when I say it's in power, it's not just that you will use the power apparatus to the state apparatus to have a way. That's a given. That's not the point. But one thing people are not also putting into consideration when it comes to Tinubu has so much to pull out 2027 is that he has the resources under his control to negotiate. To negotiate. Any force wey wan dey against am, there is a reason. People dey say when Professor Fumilare talk about Obasanjo, he has done his thing as a father, he only advised, there's nothing he could do regarding Sharia code. No, 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 he has no choice. He wanted to come back in 2023, but most importantly, he thinks he can have his way in 2007. So, na calculation. You know where the power sits, you know what the power wants, and you go for what that power wants. Hopefully, you have a grasp of what that power wants, use it for your own advantage. That's exactly what is happening right now. Why it is that the not all of a sudden they play gang up, that they meet background, that they agree. What do you think is happening? We don't know. But they are looking ahead of 2027. If we are not in control of the two political parties in terms of featuring our candidates so that anyone when Nigeria vote now win for us, there's going to be big trouble. That's what is at stake. And if we cannot have a control of the both political party, what happened? Who are we going to raise that will beat Obi popularity? So there's so many things going on that is not just centered around 2020 but beyond. So Tunubu on his side is good. So he can start to say, yes, I will support you now. What am I trying to say here? He will say anything to keep staying in power. So he is that person, right? When people they say, "Oh, good luck only do 4 terms." You all need to understand what happened to good luck. It's not natural. Obasanjo resigned publicly. People don't understand the magnitude of what that means and change. So it's go beyond the shores of what Nigerians want at that point. But the global interest, that is not the case of Tinubu. France are already farming. Germany already have access to our gas cheaply. I mean, what else again? What do you want? So he will have his way, but beyond that is my own curious. I believe OBJ won't tell Atiku to take a chill pill, or the other way, he go tell OBJ talk to your person. Yes, no. OBJ tell Atiku to TB. I don't think he's in that position. What I mean is in that position, Atiku don't pass the level where anybody could tell him not to do whatever the fuck he wants. So I don't think that is the case. But the other part of your conclusion is that talk to your son could be something that they are exploring. But I don't know if it's going to work or that is what actually putting out there on the front page of newspaper. Um, I don't know, man. I just anything can happen. But what would they see within the next couple of weeks? Today's what? Today's Monday. Yeah, we'll find out before Friday. Wait, I beg. Those 4 people where they listen, wanna like, share, and subscribe, please. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me see. Minyani Jesu abisho charime. Ọwa me igwe n'ụtụtụ Angelo ni Ojime gwe Minyani Jesu onuremi. I know you hear that language at your own loss. You have to visit us also. Oh man, this song is becoming torturing. Let me see what you wrote. So, Mark, you really span valid and objective points from a political lens perspective. Who have studied motherland for republic? I mean, Nigeria was born there. These people are our people. They don't come from any other source. Just don't take your heart. Don't take your out yourself out of the Nigeria equation. They just know say, okay, oh, these people, the way that they behave is a replica that I do that too on a low key, subconsciously and all that. That's why when I look at category of people that are not or are against Monday Paholo to uh, Tinubu to some extent, Donald Trump, they have one thing in common. It's a question of relatability. They can relate with these people literally. Oh, Donald Trump to the lie. Who know the lie? Oh, Pablo is dumb, stupid, you know, no book and all that. At one point in your life, somebody see you exactly like that. Uh, Tinubu, oh, he's corrupt, he's bribery, the thief. Really? Who the fuck are you that you cannot relate to all these things? But the annoyance is, which my mama would say is an act of witchcraft, is the fact that this category of people that they believe that they are better than the only place that they have they think they monopolize the competition is the social hierarchy because they feel they are better than them, they should be more successful than them materially or power wise. So the idea that person that we know Sabiri, we don't know English, go dead that power position over my dead body. Ah, position of my presidential, the American president, somebody that was a cheat, who is a liar, will be that. Oh my, like ability for you to see through that or live through that is hard as a human being. Especially we be see they join us together in the name of education. All of us the same, we receive education. It doesn't matter where or how. For the last 50 years, na pretty much the same way we dey see things. But if you are privileged enough to not be to see beyond that four wall of how they want us to reason, either you refuse to fall in or you decide to educate yourself little outside that, you become something else in the scheme of things. And for that reason, no. And the flip side, we want to be like Barack Obama. We want people who assent like. They are human being, we know, but because they are acting so well, knowing fully well that this is not real, it's not organic. That no matter how we try, we cannot be like that. That's it. That's what we want to be. And that's the problem. Again, my latest adventure, what I decide, what caught my attention from the things I involve myself as because of this my life lately is how come both the stupid, the foolish, the illiterate, the literate, the every fucking dick and Harry, how come we have at this point in human history we have one objective: buy. Go to school, graduate, get a job, keep buying. No go school, you learn work, start to keep buying. And the fascinating thing for me is a lot of people till the last moment of their life, till the last minute of their life, they still put those things, those material things, those non-living things that they fight all their life buying, still put them first, even when they are there and leave it there. Because when I move people these days in their 80s, they 80, 70 years old man will be saying now medical support they make her go around their house. Is worrying about a broken chair in his third guest room that he will never see for the next 5 years when he still get to leave. But he will be miserable for the rest of the day or weeks just because of that. And I would just say reason, say God, if there's anything like that. If I end up like that, I have failed in just living. I don't care what you achieve. That is the last thing at the end of your life. I don't know, man. You fuck up as far as I'm concerned. But the point is, both the less privileged, everybody, both the cream like that cream, bad. How did we come to that? Is what my next curiosity and fascination is right now in the world of my life. Anyway, make I no go. Now come back. Ba. So yeah, study. So I mean, I see. That's how I see life, right? So when I look at those who want power, I took of people that want power. Some people they earn it in the sense that by their lifestyle, by their understanding, by whatever they choose, the lane they choose to take in life, and them that power position. Naturally, people say yes, this is who want to be our leader. Modern example in Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu never wanted to say he won't rule any part of either Biafra or Nigeria. But I guarantee he has earned that consideration from this followership. Maybe saying by him. That's the idea of earning. I use him because there are people, maybe their intellectual parts, whatever they so he end that natural followership. Then the other group of people are people who want power. Now, wanting power is not a wrong thing. Everybody gets a reason why he wants to be powerful. And that comes with two different angles too. Some people are pushing that person towards there. Now, why I don't factor that as important because if you know one, no matter how they push, you know go happen. So I see when I saw I had to read this, I dey read these people. So I dey read and either way you look at it, you see yourself in that direction. You either want power one day. Want power in the sense that you want your voice to be heard, either within your relationship between your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, family, workplace, you want it. That's power. Because who the fuck are you? You think that every other voice should be silent just for you, right? You want power, but some people end it naturally. So it's the same thing. Anybody that wants to be president, from that one, they try to tell Omori that now self-interest first. You don't get out of your house because you won't make because of the causing the hungry for one village for Meduri. That's not how you why you left your house. Anybody that tell you that is they call you stupid. You step out of your house because come on, if I don't come over here, something will happen to me. Which also see which also apply to the lens of health. There's only two way you could feel sick or unhealthy. Through inside you or outside. That means what goes inside you. Either the wrong thing, it too much, whatever, or what attack you physically. That's the only way you can feel sick. There's no other way. So the same thing. Um OG music, try listening when you got a free window. Patrick Idausa and his African sound. Oh yeah? When I say Idausa, this is not I go listen to Pastor because that name. All right, make I see. Well, I don't fit play now because of YouTube. I fuck up. Let me see. Idausa, Patrick Idausa, and what? An African sound. Okay, Patrick Idausa. Patrick Idausa and the African sound. Okay, oh, na Edo, na Edo. Oh, see me, sef, I dey say na Edo. Shame on me. Anyway, let me see how many hours I don't do now. I don't want to exceed. Oh, it's just 1 hour, so maybe make I see first. Let me see this billion that I put in. If it's going to yield any money, let me go anyway. Okay, I will check that out. In what Adam Smith called the theory of the invisible hand, we all see life differently. I understand your point. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I like that. We see life in different ways. That's the truth. So that's why the idea of mass education and all that kind of thing that people are trying to force you to see things in their way. I'm like, it doesn't just make sense. And that's where the phrase, the idea of politicking comes in handy. Because we see life in a different way and we are in one space, how do we coexist? With the way you see life, with the way I see life, we can still enjoy this beautiful planet that we call ours. We can enjoy this beautiful place that we call our village. We can enjoy the place we call office. We can enjoy the place we call family. It's ours. It's the ability for you or me to understand your view of life. I mean, that's why I say life is not view or this politics is not viewed from just two lens, good or bad. And just because you are there, now make you the season are bad. You are the receiving end, right? If I was born, if my papa na Tunubu, no matter how you want me to see life, can never be seen from a poor man on the street. That's why the idea of interest come into play. What is the probability that the interest of the rich and your interest will ever come across on align on the same thing. No, it never. So you need to understand that that guy, why Dangote, why Dollar, why all those billionaires want to know, it's for their own interest. And why you too not want to know is because of your own interest. You understand? But how do we now merge? How do we now say, okay, oh, all right, let's. I'll take this out. I'll take this. I'll take this, and let's run it forward because of it's as if we want something. In order for you to get your own and get now, we got to do this first. And the typical modern day example is the MAGA movement led by Donald Trump. And those who could not see the how different interests come together to get the power called the United States that we have today. If anybody could not see that at the beginning, for God's sake, at this point, pay attention. Pay attention to the heads of the coalitions. When Elon Musk come out the Silicon Valley's interest, which they put forward before they joined the movement, how did you see the deplorables on the street? The common people reacted to that, led by Steve Bannon. Right? Yes, you spend money, you guys bring money, but there's a work already applying. You guys recognize what we have been doing, you know where we are headed, and you know what we are lacking, which is money. You guys put that money, and we succeeded. But that doesn't give you the right to say you won't dictate as how everything goes. No, you have a voice, you have a seat, but that's it. Pay attention to the screening, right? These are Democrats to the core, by the way. RFK Jr., his own interest is totally different. It's how do we make America great again? He is being powered by the food industry. And these people are head bent on having their way. And any senator, anybody that stands in their way, they are waiting for them next election. That is what is at the table. Today, right? They get power, the conversation begins, the argument begins, the disagreement. But guess what? They don't get choice than to make it work. If not, they will lose them. That's just life. That's just life. People say, "Oh, Elon Musk is doing it for your interest." Now, because of your interest, he's going to put in life himself for danger. Like people don't just. I know that's not how people they reason. Now, because of your interest, he go do everything where they do. No, it's not. So, even the Kanu Conundrum, it's coming at 50 years after, I mean, at 60 years after we find ourselves at this junction. We were here before, and the outcome was the death of almost 3 million people. That's it. How happened? Shout out to those people who are revolutionizing the judicial system by constantly leaking their undoing to the public. So let me tell you what Nnamdi Kanu is saying.
There's no an old man like this doesn't know the law. You don't know the law. I've got the petition. I have a petition against Big Tanya. I have a petition against her. Nonsense. Nonsense. Why is it when it comes to my case, they turn the law upside down? They turn the law upside Upside down. Upside down.
The rules of the NJC.
Listen. This is the laws of Nigeria. The prosecution, and this court doesn't know the law. That is the fact.
Yes.
Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria. Poor knowledge of the law, they don't know the law. This is a federal gazetted law of Nigeria that says here that the chief judge of Nigeria cannot tell Binta Nyeko what to do. It's here. It's your law. Just obey it. That is why I do what I do. I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra by right to agitate. My right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism. Stop talking when I'm talking.
Sorry, sir.
Because these people, they are fools. They think they can mess. You can mess around with people who are not educated. I am an educated man. I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it,
What the judge said was that the case file was.
I don't recognize anything Binta Nyeko said today for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. She stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyeko is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who is that person? Who is that person? People don't like another coming now. Binta Nyeko's husband and son are facing corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son.
Who are the likes?
They are facing. It doesn't matter if they off it. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to Superior Court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain. Why therefore are they insisting on trying me? A court order was entered. In that very court order, it was said very clearly and succinctly that she is no more. No. That she.
I also saw a clip on JJ Media TV of Kanu in the dark speaks to the judge. Lots of clips out there. I found that interesting. I'm sure Simeon, your power, will reference this event. Mark said this event is not bad PR for the government. It's not a bad PR if you look it from the angle of what are they trying to cover. Because when the Nigerian media have their all eyes on a particular subject like this, especially subjects nobody say no the important, but
I mean, what happened today is what has been happening is what a lot of people predict will happen. Come to court, do all this Sharia and all that. It's, again, you said at this point in a PR they use them for. But whenever government is up to this, propaganda at this level, manipulation of the media and all that, you have to do list, go to the signals, the background, and say, okay, what 99% of the time, if you do your due diligence, you will be close to why this is already happening. I'm saying this because I think I'll come back to this accusation that Nnamdi Kanu is making in court. There's an article here from Premium Times, November 22nd, 2018. When Magu writes, Chief Justice of Nigeria, then Justice Honor, want EFCC case taken off Justice Nyako. Now, Nyako, na former, I don't know about na former, now wife to former, what the heck, governor of Shina Adamawa Binawe. Hmm. Nyako, make I say, she that Nyako na now it was the former uniform man. Make I see. Nyako. Mutala Nyako. Let me see if na uniform man before. Yeah. Versatile. I go soon start gossip columns. This same governor, one of my ex girlfriend actually served for the man office. So I know one or two things. Anyway, so what Nnamdi Kanu is accusing is not accusing, maybe what is he saying was on the news. Shit, was on the news. So I go read what Magu. We all remember Magu na AFC, former AFC chairman that was never confirmed. A lot of people forget the Senate never confirmed. Till we finish in 5 years, how many years? It was never confirmed. So when you say it's not about PR, so yes, I know why take that detour. I think it's Atiku that is accusing the administration of 1 billion. I've been at 1 trillion. You see, these days, this Nigerian money now, if not be billion or trillion, if not billion or dollar, if not trillion or naira. So let me bring it out to see, just to speak to your what you are saying that is not the bad PR for the government, right? So let me see if my conspiracy theorist theory will work. It will work. Let's see. Atiku was accusing the government of 1 billion or 1 trillion. Let me see. So to me, that could be because say they don't increase what? She na 42. I've been at 24 B. I don't know. As I said, Nigeria matter na trillion and that they requested to add to the budget 2025 budget. So I think I want to be that's what Atiku was speaking to. I just saw the headline. I just God damn. It's not it. Let me see.
Huh. Ah, no, say our supplier was on point now. So, and I don't know why this did not make news. This was February 9. Okay, this was yesterday. Um, so article, the headline goes, I don't know, but I don't, I mean, it's a gist reel. That's what they call the, it's in a blog. I've been a newspaper anyway, by Malik. Now I write the article anyway. So former vice president. So the headline was like 2025 budget. No animal should swallow. No animal should swallow the 1.0 let's say 1 billion 1.07 billion dollars. So when it's billion is dollars. When it's trillion is naira. So Atiku wants Tinubu government. Now, let's go into details. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has cautioned that funds allocated to Nigerian health sector in the 2025 budget must not suffer the same fate as past public funds, which in bizarre accounts were allegedly consumed by snake, termites, and gorillas as monkeys. Wait, oh, head sec, money where they go head. Huh, that's interesting. Because let me let me tap into Atiku's brain here when they make this accusation. Because na health sector, man, you know the kind interest with the health sector in Nigeria. Rankanta Brogoshi Tekasita. You know the kind interest, foreign interest. So now better bar at the beginning of this administration. Bill Gates was in Nigeria, several all our elected officials, aside from the vice president, and promised to put what $6 billion in about three sectors, and health was one of them. And lately, the health minister, Pate, they brag say over 60 international uh, uh, um, investors, health investors are in Nigeria partnering with our locals, pharmacies, and other kind of crap that they have started manufacturing all those bullshit. I mean, a couple of hours ago, a bit days ago, he came out and said that foreign people are now getting their their, their treatment in Nigeria. So there's a lot of money there already. So now for Atiku to say come whatever cover una they allocate to that sector, I sure say no be divide and I want divide and enter uh, campaign money come 2027 or whatever the fuck they needed that money for. After the US aid no dey right now. So now this is me just speculating, right? If that is the case, Mark, that what you just said about the event not being bad as a PR for the government, don't you think is worth it? $1 billion fucking dollars. It's a fucking lot of money. That's a real money. Like like real money. If you carry $1 billion enter America, the economy will feel am. And this is a trillion, I mean almost $30 trillion economy. So no talk because you carry anyway. So in the spirit of what you are saying, so I'm seeing it from that angle. Liquidity for 2027 election. See, bam. I don't even know now what they try talking baby that's as so wait, somebody just sent me a video. Let me see what the heck is that. She did something in my face and you think he was official. Now the one I just played soon. Um, so the budget increment plus the fund for the A health sector. See this guy, this Mark, Buko. Like you are literally getting the how these people operate. Because all these Nnamdi Kanu cases, for them to just you know put their head on it all of a sudden, knowing that he could get the international image and implication and all that, tells you something that is at play here. I like that. I will see by tomorrow. I will see how the international news media go carry am, if they go carry am at all. um, yeah. So that could be it. That could be it. That could be part of it. Now, so they continue. Say the Tinubu-led administration has earmarked $1 billion dollars for the primary healthcare sector, in addition to the 2.4 trillion. I talk naira. If it no be trillion, if it's trillion initiated proposed for health sector in the budget. However, article raised concern over the lack of transparency and accountability, warning. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll still play it again. I'll play the one I have is longer. It's longer than I'll play. That's why I think I get a different version of it. Okay. Make I play am. Make I upload am. Give me a few seconds. Make I play am. So that means I think somebody was saying it. That's Mark. Now you they talking after that. There are the other version of the clips everywhere. So make I play this version. Somebody just sent. I have to use 20 divide to do this thing. I bet more like, share, and subscribe. Man, you need to see the weather out here, man. It's fucking beautiful. All right.
An old man like this doesn't know the law. You don't know the law.
I've got the petition.
I have
Open the video with you. I will play that one.
I have petition against her. Nonsense. Why is it when it comes to my case, they turn the law upside down? They turn the law upside down. Upside down. Upside down.
The rules
Listen. This is the laws of Nigeria. The prosecution, and this court doesn't know the law. That is the fact. Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria. Poor knowledge of the law, they don't know the law. This is a federal gazetted law of Nigeria that says here that the chief judge of Nigeria cannot tell Binta Nyeko what to do. It's here. It's your law. Just obey it. That is why I do what I do. I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra. My right to agitate. My right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism. Stop talking when I'm talking.
Sorry, sir.
I like that. I'm talking when I'm talking.
They are fools. They think they can mess around with people who are not educated. I am an educated man. I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it,
what the judge said was that the case file was.
I don't recognize anything Binta Nyeko said today for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. she stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who is that person? Who is that person? People don't like another coming now. Husband and son are facing corruption charges. They sent her to my case,
Mike.
So they can release or smoothing the pathway for the husband and the son. Who are the lights? They are facing. It doesn't matter in a corrupt society. That's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. Disobedience to superior court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain. Why therefore are they insisting on trying me? A court order was entered. In that very court order, it was said very clearly and succinctly that she is no more. No. That she.
Yeah. Let me play the other one. I just upload and finish. I would know what it is.
He did something in my case. I accused him. He was conscious official. I asked him to recuse himself. Why did the chief judge not insist I was right? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, which is true, then you need to go and appeal.
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. You have recused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are conscious official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. A woman here cannot force these courts to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, Nnamdi Kanu said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adema from my case. I did not insist Adema must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. A woman should do the right thing. A chairman of the board of Benjamin's constitution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world is such nonsense done. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're proceeding a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is not a court of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must take my case. You cannot try me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal. And he's a senior advocate, for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you disagree with this, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money they're paying you from ATM surface, you are here standing and smoking evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you say you have to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go on appeal. His Lordship Binta Yebe will not try my case. Not on this planet Earth, I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
So that Paradise, as I said, the view of the past that the defendant has indicated that he will not make a formal application. I apply that the Lordship was a temporary day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this God am not well. This is an order of God. An order of God says Justice Binta Nyako is recused. An order of God. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was functus official. He sat on appeal. I took him to NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order of give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order. Give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court. It's an order of court.
I don't give your permission to address you.
Everything.
But let me tell the defendant that in everything life, there's need for wisdom. And wisdom is very important in this matter.
And telling lies.
It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher.
If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because people are telling the law, when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is that law? Is the memo from Chief Judge, is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside and a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Binta Nyako, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Give me your definite get for trial so you can do your mathematics you always do. People without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo because it seems he doesn't know the law. So I will tell him, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria. National judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria. 1C. I'm reading. Verbatim. In the performance of judicial functions, the judge is subject only to the law and must only consider the law. The rule of law in every common law jurisdiction in the world is that once an order of court is entered, the only way to set aside it is by going on appeal. That's the rule of law. But it's not advocate, you don't know. I will go to see. A judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone, including the chief judge, from anybody that may influence his decisions in the performance of the judicial function. It means that his lordship, having entered an order of court, a decision between myself and her.
No, I just read a piece from Twitter regarding the what is playing out. So let's see. Let's make sense of this piece, which loudly speak to what we are saying. Please, now don't plenty small now. Now don't pass two. According to Pansat, now be 16 now. So like, share, and follow, please, and subscribe. It's very necessary. So let me read this piece to make sense of the whole of where we start. That family safe, I don't know. That family, I don't they accuse them for a very long time, right? One day, we'll be at this same conundrum with Wike's judicial family. Who knows? 10 years from now, 20 years from now. But now, Nnamdi Kanu is trending because his trial has been adjourned indefinitely, barely 48 hours after he said no one should beg Tinubu on his behalf because agitating Biafra is not a crime. Fact. He rejected the adjournment by Justice Binta Nyako, lectured the court, alleged Nyako wants to exchange his head. September 24, 2024, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rejected and openly accused Justice Binta Nyako of being an unprofessional, biased, biased justice who actively disobeyed the rule of law, then asked her to remove herself from the trials. She admitted and transferred his case file to Justice Tosho. Justice Tosho rejected it and sent it back to Justice Nyako. Nnamdi Kanu insisted, this is in 2024, by the way. This is September 24, 2024. That's where the accusation started. Nyako decided to adhere to the accusation and excuse herself, give the case to Tosho. Tosho said, Mbanu, I can't do this. Back to the Nyako. So Nnamdi Kanu insisted is in confidence in Justice Nyako heading his case. This is in 2020, last year. That if there is no one willing to handle his case in Abuja, then his trial should be moved to the southeast. Now, he continues, he says, since his alleged offense of treason affects the southeast, not the north, then they should be well equipped to handle the trials accordingly. I don't know. Does he have a point? But because yes, it affects the southeast, but I don't think you can say it did not, or it's not affecting the north. I mean, if we want to believe that it's one entity in Nigeria, right? Anything that happened to your small toe, you feel like anything that will happen string of your ear, you will feel. And so in that simple common sense, I think it does affect the north. But I also agree with his argument, right? If the crime, in fact, I mean, there's a point of if they agree on a crime he commits, where does it try take place? I think it's important here, right? Let's take him back there, you know. But again, that's a very hard argument, not out of the conversation, but I think, but again, using the bias of a justice to push that argument, I don't know if you go hold well, but that's just me anyway. So today in court, Justice Nyako appeared again and was ready to proceed with the case at the Federal High Court Abuja. As prosecution was looking to begin, Nnamdi Kanu lawyer opposed, saying they are not here for trials. Okay, now let's go. Ooh, it's becoming juicier. Justice Nyako then said she initially rescued herself from the case, which what I just read out, that was 2024, September 24th. But she was assigned back by Chief Judge. Who is that Chief Judge? Who assigned her back? Some bad person is looking for trouble now. He gonna get what he want. That judge is fucking around, huh? He fucking around. If you find out, he's gonna find out. Anyway, Chief Nyako then said she initially excused herself from the case, but she was assigned back to she was assigned by the chief judge that they need to file a reassignment notion. I mean, what's that? The lawyers that they had need to file a reassignment motion? Hmm. Okay, what's the need? As Nnamdi Kanu lawyers and the prosecutions were arguing the need for such, Nnamdi Kanu demanded to speak. That's what I'm talking about now. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Let's go. He said he's only in court out of respect. I feel that Nyako no longer has jurisdiction over his case. I mean, by the admission of her herself, I think that point is well understood by educated people. You know why I said that in a minute. Now, that Nyako no longer has jurisdiction over his case, and he doesn't understand why they always turn the law upside down when it comes to his case. Hmm. The case is making sense in terms of supporting the idea or the argument that they should take it back to the Saudis. Because now this man is educated. Let me put it that way. Because his ability for him to actually, no wonder his oratory is powerful enough to persuade and people to say, you know what, let's go there. Anywhere you go, I follow. Now, this is where I like how is making his argument into that powerful uh, a point to push his argument to take him to the side. He said, and he doesn't understand why they always turn the law upside down when it comes to his case. Frontally, frontally. Now, that is a job for the spinners who wants to misinterpret that. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck in looking for a case that you can put side by side to say, it cannot make it the same itself. It has happened here before. Let's see. Let's see. Then they go bring that same argument to deliver to me because he says it was also peculiar. Why you go ship him? So brilliant, brilliant. He said he doesn't understand why they always turn the law upside down when it comes to his case. Now, you understand how profound this is if you are paying attention to the war against the judicial system in Nigeria. Shout out to Dele Farotimi and what's Doctor Kai? What is this Okoro name again? Chidi, some Chidi, right? Doctor Chidi was always on Doctor Damidi's show, so he's very focused on putting out the heels of the judiciary. So if you are a fan of these two people in their goal in terms of bringing judicial to their knees, then you will now understand that Nnamdi Kanu, even though he's inside jail, really is here. You understand what's up. Anyway, he argued that since Nyako had officially recused herself, case I read earlier, from his case, then the chief judge can't impose, instead appeal. Kanu insists Nyako is unprofessional and biased. Let's see. I mean, let's forget it now distraction or whatever that maybe the PR as Mark is trying to say. But I think Nnamdi Kanu is just given people ammunition. When I mean people, the bloggers, the content creators, everyone out there, something to who are on the other side of who are in the support of war against judiciary. Now I'm using this word deliberately. There's war against judiciary, not from a negative point of view, right? When Maha movement started just before 2016, talking about make America healthy again, the war against the food industry, people didn't see it coming, right? When the MAGA movement take its root via Breitbart media, I think way back in 2002, right? People did not say that it's actually a movement, a war that is going to find that collaboration one day that will put them in a position to actually push for their goal, accomplish it the way things are going. So that's exactly that's why I'm using those words to describe what Professor Chidi Indikalu is doing and Dele Farotimi's own angle. So that's a war. Imagine Obi becomes president. What do you think that's going to happen? These people will be in a position to actually do what Doge is doing. Shout out to Elon Musk, by the way. Anyway, let me come back. So if you see it from that perspective, you understand what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, the angle that he's playing into. Because I said earlier on at this point, anyhow you do this man gun on, it will have both positive and negative effects, both on the state and the times that we are in, the cross section that we are in as a country. The mistake that our grandfather made, if it is a mistake at all, whatever that is, we are close to that point again in our history, and the result is not going to come out the way we expected it or the way it was before. Anyway, let's continue to Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu said the chief judge disagreed. He should appeal the decision. You cannot preside over this case. Not now, not today, not ever. You stand accused and you must leave my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. Tell the chief judge that Nnamdi Kanu said so. One nigga. Woo! See, I think at this point, he has. I don't. Say that. Which book talked about this stage of grievance? This man, he has gotten to a point like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give it. He's back at where he started. The inspiration, the motivation that he got that inspire him to embark on this journey, right? Now the guy just found so. I mean, just listen to his words. Just and go back and listen. He's back. So at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Every opportunity you give him to talk to media, in go put up in a way that it will stick. Anyway, maybe I'm preaching to the converted already. So you gotta no stop there. Oh. Say tell the chief justice that you are biased. Tell the chief justice the chief judge Nnamdi cannot say so. Ooh, the guy go hear the chief judge don't get the message. I'm 100% sure. You don't need to leave before he get to back to his cell. The message has been delivered. How long did it take to marinate? Man, I don't know, but shit, it got to the message. The message got to whoever it is directed to. This is not a court of law. This is a shrine. It's a shrine to injustice, and I will not subject myself to it. I'm like, look, the, as I dey hear am, as I dey read this thing out loud, I dey hear, what's his name? Professor Chidi Ndekanu rhetoric, uh, Dele Farotimi's echoing, but most importantly, that raw spirit that this guy started with. I think he's there again, right? Hey, FYI, they are still killing on daily basis in the southeast. Oh, the last I checked, now Simon Ekpa, now they call Sam is responsible. But for God's sake, there's Simon Ekpa is with you people now. Now they still they use them. Joe Ibikwe said something interesting in the on Facebook. I they read that those people who are those in Igbos in diaspora is being smart, who are sending money, sending dollars and pounds to instigate the killings, where then they now they are silent. And the more I read that shit, the more I read that fucking shit, the more I just can't see that the party they take out full soldiers then go after them. The movement constantly under attack. The man himself is the next in line in terms of target. Oh, I forget the local perceived sponsors of the outstanding performance of the general election, aka business people, illegal business owners, illegal house owners, people who are trespassers. That was the cover story. So the cover story to go after people who are a potential donor to the movement at hand are being is being framed as in diaspora hip hop sponsor since the only man responsible is with them. Shout out to Prime Minister. Maybe I'm thinking to I dey overthink things. But anyway, maybe that the next thing we go hit our way with that. But let me come back to Nnamdi Kanu's message. I said this is not a court of law. This is a shit out to injustice, and he will not subject himself to it. After his submission, the prosecutor still wanted the court to go ahead with trials. Nnamdi Kanu interrupted, saying, "Because of money, they are paying you from the AGF office, the Attorney General's office. A grown-up man like you is here supporting him." God damn! Like that person wey dem direct this message to. Like every day when they dress up, they go office. Those things go slap am. Those words go slap am back and forth. If this a number, he's going to resign soon. That's what it go because I don't know because any at every junction, this thing it will be very loud. And that not true or not be true, but whew. Guys funny man. If they because of money, they are paying you for Attorney General's office, AGF office. A grown man, a grown up man like you is just supporting evil. The rule of law say you should go on appeal. A grown up man like person papa, that's exactly what it means. Anyway, the same chief judge writing this stupid memo. I have rescued him before. He sat on appeal. I took him to National Judicial Commissioner, BNGC, and rescued him. Why is he insist on this one? He wants to embarrass your leader, your lordship. The fact that in the middle of all that, he found a way to pull your lordship. And if I did that court, I go bust laugh. Uh, he said, he found a way to rescue your lordship. He rescued your lord, embarrass your lordship by asking her to sit on this case. Then Justice Nyako decided adjourn the case indefinitely due to the situation of things. Boy, that's funny, man. why they just why they want I mean what's it daily Faustini's case no teach them lesson. Eh? Why they just dey allow themselves just being embarrassed by people that has international personality already? Why? Why did they do like that? All these digital people. That's exactly the frame of mind where you take up. It's like big guy. My God, man, this is interesting. So, so in Kanu again, you have no jurisdiction to adjourn anything, none whatsoever. You cannot make an order without jurisdiction. The memo from the chief judge cannot confer jurisdiction upon you. Kanu Isikai, I got out to the read. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are just at this point, whatever they do with this man is it's just I don't know. It's just going. It will determine the country as it is going forward. Everything is coming together for I don't know, banner for good or not for bad. So Kanu insisted they deliberately ignore the law. Ignore the law. Some people can be very funny. All right. Sorry. Um, where was we? Where was we? Okay. Kanu insists they deliberately ignore the law due to their bias against him. That argument agitating for Biafra is his right. That's how that somehow they have changed. Can you just stop? Before I go put you on blast. Alika, Alika, you know yourself. Stop. Pay attention. Anyway, Kanu insists they deliberately ignore the law due to their bias against him. That him agitating for Biafra is his right. That somehow they have changed his charge from treason to terrorism. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny because at the point is that I say, well, how you want? I say, how you want to charge that with terrorism first? I don't get it. That's fucking funny. Anyway, he remains defiant against Justice Iyako heading his trials. He alleged that Justice Iyako has reached some sort of agreements to give his head in exchange for the freedom of her husband and son. See, I will read that. I was trying to read that the case against her husband and son, but I couldn't. I thought it was. I'll go back to that. Wow, wow, wow. This case now since it's almost 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or close to 7 or 8 years ago. But I will go there. So to rescue her husband and son, who are facing criminal case, $1 million. Now that they accuse them for. That Inyako never truly left the case. Basically, he just wants the courts to obey the Nigerian constitution. He has been in detention since 2021, But Nigerians fear it has become politically and it may need to be so missive otherwise his pride will keep him incarcerated indefinitely. But otherwise we dey see so. Pay for what you use, get detained, analytics on your energy consumption, water, electricity. Okay, now let's go to that the case that Kanu is referring to against Nyako's sons and husband. So this I earlier said this is coming from Premier Times. I don't want to laugh. So this is coming from Premium Times, November 22nd, right, 2028, or 7 years ago, pretty much about. Now the headline says Magu, now former AFCC chairman, right, who was never confirmed for his four full 5 years that he served. Corruption against him too. So the Senate never really confirm him. Somebody should prove me wrong if I'm talking out of my ass right now because you have to go through Senate confirmation before you can fully be EFCC chairman. If not, you will remain acting. So he was acting throughout pretty much the 5 years that he spent. Anyway, now, so Margo Wright, CGN, Chief Justice of Nigeria, then Justice Onoge. Remember Onoge, right? Remember how they take Onoge overnight? Come bring Tanko, Justice Tanko, who later left for who will be the Chief Justice now? But that's not the case. So this is what Nnamdi Kanu is referring to that against Justice Nyako is this case I'm about reading from you from Premium Times, right? So it was who will write down say you guys see 30 30 30 the heck man. So Premium Time just won't take credit just like that. They refuse to put who the fuck who they pays. Anyway, that's November 22nd, 2018. Now remember that was at the heat of 2029 election. The acting chairman, as I said before, was never confirmed. The acting chairman of the of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Magu, has written to the Chief Justice of the Federation, Walter Onoge, requesting that all EFCC court case again being be handled by Chief, no, not even Chief Justice, Senior Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court, Abuja, be reassigned to another judge in a bid to obtain fair judgment. Now, EFCC prosecuting counsel Ojefu Obe, not Obe, said this to the court on November 22nd. That's the day before this piece was written, 2028, during the trials of the quartet of Umar Audu Bida, Twins Igogori, Ifeanyuwa Nwakwusieri, and Ogechukwu Obaji. They are being prosecuted by the EFCC over their alleged complicity in the $1 million fraud. According to Mr. Obe, the concern of the Commission to reassign all EFCC cases before Mrs. Nyako borders on likely bias on part of the trial judge, considering the fact that the EFCC was also prosecuting her husband, Murtala Nyako, a former Adamawa state governor, for alleged fraud. The EFCC had in 2027, assigned the defendant to the fourth justice, Nyako, on a 9 court charge bordering on conspiracy, forgery, and obtained by false pretense to the tune of 1 million. This is a case. That's why I say is in our future. Just imagine 4, 5 years, 6, 10 years from now, Wike found himself in a situation like this, and a case has been given to his wife, who is pretty much on top of her game right now in terms of hierarchy of the judicial system, and somebody that's exactly what is playing out here. So Nnamdi Kanu is on point. They try to remind Nigerian judges of their amnesia if the case they forget. So him saying that they are not educated, that he's educating them, I think he's on point. It's not misused at this point. Now, EFCC had in 2027 arraigned the defendant before Justice Nyako on a nine-count charge bordering on conspiracy, forgery, and obtained by false pretense to the tune of $1 million. They alleged defrauded Donald Littler of North Park LLC of the said sum in a business deal involving the supply about 2 million barrels of Bonny light crude oil. Bonny? No, be the same Bonny. Oh, Bonny Ogoni. The fuck, what's the difference? No, be there, but I don't know what resume drilling again. So, what are they? Where we get started? Somebody should remember, but not be there. Anyway, the offense contravenes Section 8B of the Advanced Fee Fraud Other Fraud Related Offences Act of 2006 and punishable under Section 1(3) of the same Act. They were arranged alongside four companies: Universal Contractor, Lambada Energy Service Limited, Double Wonder Concept Limited, the fuck, where are all these companies? And IC Energy Service Limited. They had pleaded not guilty to the charge. According to Mr. Obe, he had come to court fully prepared with the prosecution witness to proceed with the case, but very unfortunately, the case was not listed in the court schedule for today, as it is yet to be arraigned to another court. Counsel for the defendant Solomon Agada also lamented that his clients usually travel from Lagos to Abuja for the case. He therefore urged the court to intervene and call for the speedy the rearrangement of the case in order for the case to proceed. Both counsel, however, agreed to await the reassignment of the case and therefore mutually agree on the next possibly adjournment. So it looks as if the case has never been closed. So Nnamdi Kanu referring to that case is on point. But where do we go from here should be the case. To me, it doesn't matter where they go at this point. Nnamdi Kanu will always is already on the winning streak. But however they want to play with this case, they have put him on that next level that money cannot buy. And because money could not buy it, you can't just take it away. In order for me to put it in a different way and use a different example, it will be 6 million votes. Now I neg record am. So no matter their manipulation within the governing class, they no fit do anything with that. You can't take it away. You can't wish it away. How do you do it? That's exactly how the case is. No matter how they to move the arrangement, will be will always be in the equation. But the very first time, no matter who you are, where you are, the part of the country, you are planning to become the president of the country for the next 15 years, you cannot wish for this president or impact that he will incur away. I don't pass 2 hours that are planning to put in this, but I think it worth it anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to call it. Yes, I think I'm about. Ooh, man, yeah, man. I think it's the right time to call this. What the fuck, man? Who is this? Anyway,
Let's meet again in the next couple of hours with another banger. Ciao, ciao.